recording, and then we're going to go from there.
All right. Let me know when to go.
Are you ready?
Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. We are back to talk about this year. We haven't had one of these since last year. We were talking about tryouts and some other things that were going on. And we want to kind of keep you guys updated on what's coming up and what we've been doing this year and introduce all the coaches again for those of you guys that don't know. And we got a new coach, so we'll let her start off.
All right. Hi, guys. I'm McKenna Stahlheim, one of the new coaches here. I came from California Baptist University, and I cheered there for 5 years, and I've also cheered for a total of 20 years back home in Oregon, there for 15, and I'm excited to be here for my first year.
So McKenna didn't tell some of the athletes on the team that she was coming to be the coach here, so it was kind of funny. I put out something on our group message that said, "Come meet your new coach," and so we pulled up into the parking lot, and some of the kids came out, and they knew her because I guess they had cheered with her at one point in time, and they were shocked, but they were all very excited. She's been super helpful this year in a lot of aspects, but we'll talk about more of that here in a little bit. Molly?
Hi, I'm Molly McLeod. This is my third year coaching at Trinity Valley. I cheered at Trinity Valley back in 17 through 20. Then I cheered at Weber State and USA Cheer. I've been here for 3 seasons, and I'm loving it so far, so it's been great.
And I'm Vontae Johnson. I've been here for 8 years now. I cheered back in 2010 at Trinity Valley. Went on to Sam Houston, cheered on USA. Excited. Been a great run. We've been doing some good things, so let's keep this team going.
Sam Houston, had to throw that in there, huh?
Definitely.
That's all right. I went to SFA. I just got to throw that in there, too. I wasn't going to say anything, but, if he's going to be talking about his weird orange color, we gotta bring up the original purple.
Eat 'em up, cats.
Blah.
Axo Jacks.
All right, so we'll kind of start off here where we left off last year. I think the last one that we did, Lala was on, and we were going to have a stunt off that we never ended up doing. But I will tell you guys, if we ever do have a stunt off, Vontae will not make it back double ups because Lala is too good.
At back double ups. Yes. I'll do everything else and beat him.
Yeah, there you go. You heard it here. Everything else and beat him. The stunt off did not happen, but in the world of upsets, since it is March Madness, we did have quite a large bowling upset from what I've been told by our newest coach, McKenna Stahlheim. Heard you put a beating on you pretty bad, almost 100.
On who?
On you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe McKenna remember.
Oh, yeah, I dominated him.
What was the final score, McKenna?
All lies.
I believe it was 135 to 41.
If anybody believes anything like that, then they're
It's the
asinine.
truth.
So
It's
definitely
the whole truth.
Are there witnesses?
Yeah, there's about 6.
Can we get a call in, maybe?
you can try. My friends will never lie on me.
135 to 41. Man.
You tried that, huh, Franklin? Okay.
I thought you might like that question.
That's a terrible
I
question.
figured. What happened, Monte?
To be honest, she did win, but it wasn't like I was actually taking it serious. I took my own bowling balls with me, and I have a couple witnesses that'll tell you that these stupid lanes did not have any oil on them. So every time my ball hit the lane, it just hooked. Anybody that bowls, they'll understand.
Anybody that bowls,
it just understand.
It was working great for me, though. It was.
Oh, man. Good start to the show. I may be the only person that likes radio shows on here because of my age, but if you do have a favorite radio show, tell me what it is. McKenna, do you have a favorite radio show?
The local radio station here. I actually listen to it a lot. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
The Sizzle?
Yeah.
With Stephanie?
Yeah, I listen to it.
What about you, Molly? Do you have a favorite radio show?
I don't think so. I haven't really listened to the radio.
I know podcasts are a lot bigger
Yeah.
now and stuff like that, but just figured I'd ask since we're doing a semi-radio show.
For me, anything that has sports on, that's my favorite. Mostly you get a lot of things from Dallas, so the Dallas ones in the morning are pretty interesting to listen to and pretty funny.
Yeah, 105.3 The Fan, that's kind of on my radio when I'm driving my car. Other than that, Bobby Bones' radio show started in Austin, now it's out of Nashville. Big time watcher of that. So the other main thing that we talked about before was NJCAA Cheer, which was going to be starting this year, and it did start this year as an emerging sport for the NJCAA, modeled after acro. We had our first season of it. I'm going to get the coaches that actually coached it to talk a little bit about it.
It was a good experience. I'll let them do a lot more talking, but as far as our first season and doing it, it was a great experience. You know, the staff and the facilities that we were in Salt Lake were amazing. So Salt Lake Community College hosting it was very, you know, accommodating. They had great facilities. They were super polite, and anybody that was a part of the NJCAA helped run a smooth competition. So it was really fun, and you know, it was great.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't quite sure what to expect when we first started it. We just kind of hit the ground running, but the kids eventually, they just kind of took it, and they just were great with it. They were incredible. We didn't have a whole lot of time to work on it. We started right after our homecoming, so we kind of just learned everything super quickly, but they really were dedicated to it, and when they got to Utah, they showed out, and they had a great showing. I really liked it, and I think it was super beneficial for the team as a whole.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, actually, especially with it being so brand new. Like, nobody knew anything really going into it except for the general rules and how we ran the games. But it was kind of fun, like coming off of 1 year stunt. Like, I just did 1 year back in my rookie days, but it's very different. And being able to watch acro meets growing up, because I lived in Oregon, like they're very different but very similar in the same way. So it's cool to be able to create a foundation and on how to start NJCAA comp cheer. So it was fun to be able to be a part of that.
And we learned along with them too, which I think was a cool thing, that we got to learn that process as they did as well.
Yeah.
It was also very beneficial to be a pioneer in things, and for us to be the first national champions for the NJCAA was incredible. So shout out to our team and how hard they committed to it whenever they realized how much it meant to the school and how much it meant to them and our program as a whole. They locked in and they started to put it, you know, their best work. So they went up to the competition and they dominated, and we were able to become national champions. So that was really awesome for the team and be able to be in the first.
I think my favorite part, and hopefully it goes in this direction and moves from emerging to traditional sport, or varsity sport as it's called, and then it becomes a Title IX entity and you know, becomes a true sport on the junior college level. But I think my favorite part, and this is kudos to NJCAA, is how they treated the individuals like all the other athletes get treated at national events. You know, cheerleading is cheerleading. We know how that goes. Some events are better than other events. You know, sometimes you get cool little bags or gifts, and sometimes, you know, it's just about the production value. But for me, getting to watch them get the hats and the T-shirts and have to go through all the same kind of things that all the other traditional sports have to go through with, you know, from making sure that they qualify, just like all the other athletes on campus have to qualify with the grades and all the stuff that goes to the registrar. It's a little bit different than what we do for cheerleading currently, but I was excited to see it. NJCAA helped a lot. Haley Kobza, she's doing that part of it, and she was very helpful. So hopefully it keeps it growing, and you guys keep doing a great job, you know, teaching them things. Okay, well, this time of year, obviously, we've got nationals coming up, and we just had our show off. So we'll talk a little bit about show offs and what you guys think, and how you like the new uniforms and our music and maybe some of our alumni.
I thought the show off went great. It was a great opportunity to get in front of a crowd, being able to show off the skills that they've been working for all year, being able to show, you know, what it's going to be like in somewhat similar fashion of how it's going to be in Daytona. It won't be quite the same because the crowd will be maybe a little bit bigger, but we did have a great showing, and thanks to our administration and staff and our families and our friends and our alumni for showing up, because the room was packed, but you can't put as many people that you'll have in Daytona in our gym, or we wouldn't have enough people inside. So, but for the environment that we did have, it was great for the athletes to be able to have that experience. So, as a precursor to what is coming this week. So, we're super excited for this coming week. But it was a great showing for both teams. Got a little bit of nerves out, got a little bit of kinks out. Now we just get ready to go out there and, you know, get our practices for a couple of days and then go and show out.
I agree. I love show offs. I always have. I think they're kind of just it's a super fun environment to be in. It's one of the very few environments in cheerleading where everyone in the crowd wants you to do well. Everyone's there to support. There were so many people through the school, all the alumni, just so many people that wanted to support our kids. I think they killed it. They've been doing great all year. I think it's great to get in front of a crowd before we go and do the real thing, so I'm super excited to get going.
Yeah, they did pretty good, I think. Like it's tough, like being able to like go straight out of practice to straight in front of a crowd because you're not used to that kind of environment. So I love that they're able to do that at show offs and just be in front of all their alumni and family that aren't able to make Daytona. But they did really good. I was pretty proud of them.
Awesome. Well, another thing that's coming up after nationals, of course, it's a very short time period before we get to do tryouts. So we work on tryouts all year long. We had some early tryouts this year. We've been taking some video tryouts along with our standard recruiting. But I'm going to let Molly McKenna talk a little bit about tryouts and how things are going currently and what we have coming up, because we have something we didn't do last year coming up.
Yes, we had those early video tryouts that were on the link that's attached to our Instagram page as well as on the TVCC sports website. The early tryout date for videos is over, but we're now opening up the standard video tryouts. That'll be at the same link and it'll look the same. So if you're still wanting to submit a tryout video, go ahead and do that. Just asks you a few questions, asks you to submit a few skills and put a few videos together. But that's always a good way to do it because we know that a lot of people aren't able to actually come down.
Yeah. And we are having in-person tryouts as well. So along with the video tryouts, make sure to stop on by if you can.
And just to clarify, because I know there's been some confusion, your video tryout is your tryout. So if you do the video tryout, you don't have to come down to the in-person tryouts. You do one or the other.
Last year we just did a only video tryouts, and we had people ask about being able to do an in-person tryout because they wanted to come see the campus, they wanted to come see the school, they wanted to come see Athens, and so we did an early tryout here. And we're still going to do the video tryouts because we get so many out-of-state and out-of-country athletes. But we're also going to do the traditional in-person tryout, post-nationals that so many colleges do. And that will be on our website and through our social media. So one of the things that we do a lot, and because we have to because we have such a big team now, are the early signings and trying to find athletes early. If you're a junior or a sophomore or freshman in high school, McKenna has started a Get Recruited page, and that's also on our website. And if you think you might be interested in Trinity Valley, fill out the link, fill out your information. We go through that, we contact people through that, and obviously also seniors because we need a lot of people for next year, or people who are already in college and maybe just want to switch. But do that because that helps us get information out to the people that really want it. So we've got two avenues with McKenna's page and then also with what Molly's got going on with the video tryouts and then our in-person tryouts that you can do if you're interested in being a member of Trinity Valley. One of the things that people don't realize a lot about junior colleges is that because we're a 2-year school, we lose basically half of a program a year. Like each year, we have half of our program and they're sophomores, and they need to go on to 4-year schools. So we're looking for a lot of athletes. We've got 90 on the team right now. So realistically, we need 45 to 55 athletes each year. And a lot of people seem like they get a little bit intimidated about trying out. We hear that a lot. I wanted to try it at TVCC. I was afraid I wasn't going to make it. Well, why don't you talk about how much people grow here as athletes as opposed to just people showing up and being remarkable from the get-go?
Yes, he hit it on the head when, a lot of athletes are intimidated about trying out. But the one thing I'll say first is what you start off out here is not the end goal. So everybody that's came here or come to Trinity Valley has great potential to be, the athletes that they end up leaving out being. But what you come with is something we can help grow. So you don't have to come in with all these crazy skills that you see that we do in Daytona. A lot of those skills are grown throughout the years from their first year into their second year. So that intimidation factor it is a real thing because you see what we produce in Daytona, but that's not what they start off like. That's not what the team is when we first get there. So I would say, don't be afraid of trying out because you can always be told no, but you can also get a yes. So, but if you never try out, then there'll always be a no. So definitely put that put that foot forward and give it a chance because as much as you don't think that we can use you, there's a possibility that we could because you might have some intangibles that we're looking for in an athlete and in a student so that we can be successful as a program. So don't be afraid of that because when you get here, us coaches as a whole, we're going to give everything we can to help produce a better version of you. That's not only on the mats, but in the classroom as well. So I say just give it a chance, because you never know. There's a lot of people on our team that was afraid to try out, and they tried out, and here they are now on the mat having a chance to be able to go and, you know, repeat a national champion or bring back a championship. So don't be afraid of that, because that will only set you back right then and there, instead of having that, you know, just trust factor. Okay, I believe in myself. And if you believe in yourself, you submit that video, then we can possibly see what you see. So don't be afraid of that, and trust yourself.
Molly, you've been on both sides of it, right? You came in as an athlete who had never really flown before, and well, at least collegiate co-ed flown before, and you got your start here and went on. You can probably talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to remember that this is a teaching college. We never expect to have athletes come in and be ready to take on a nationals mat. When I came in, I was a pretty good tumbler, but I really didn't have much cheer experience. I had started cheer like 2 years ago, but I had a lot of potential and I wanted to work hard, which I think were the most important qualities that I had. So when I showed up, Vontae and Franklin saw that although I was not a refined cheerleader who knew exactly what they were doing, I was going to work hard to get to where I needed to go. So if you have that type of mindset, that type of athlete growth mindset, that's a huge quality that we're looking for, and that's something that usually gets you where you want to go.
And McKenna, this is important to me because you're the first coach that we've had here in a while that didn't already have roots in this program. So you've come in with a different cheerleading background that didn't have anything to do with Trinity Valley, but an elite cheerleading background. And so you've gotten to see it from the growth part and your own background. What would your input be to people that maybe want to try out, and what you've learned about this place since you've been here?
Yeah, so since I've been here, I mean, there's always so much learning for me still as well. Like these kids here, like the amount of growth that I've seen since I've been here to now, like some of these kids on mat currently, like I can't even believe the skills that they're throwing. Like they've grown so much and so immensely. Like you gain so much knowledge and so much cheer knowledge as well, like, and outside knowledge. Like they've grown so much, and like it's genuinely impressive how much these kids have worked and like how much the coaches do themselves to be able to get them there.
How about you? Well, you say you've grown a lot. You know, what's your lingo like now with the large co-ed skills? I know you're a little nervous about doing large co-ed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely group stunt oriented, but like I've learned a lot about large co-ed.
Yeah.
Vontae and Molly helped me out a lot still. Like I learn something new every day because the techniques are so different, but I've been able to understand, and I'm able to work with the kids now. Like I can actually give them corrections on how to make the skill better for large co-ed skills specifically.
Sure.
So I think I've grown a lot, and it's been fun to learn that.
Yeah, I think it's great. You know, having McKenna here, Vontae, Molly, and I are all very large co-ed minded people, at least at the start, before we started the small co-ed team. We're all capable of teaching that, but we didn't have anybody prior to McKenna whose original initial mindset always thinks of things as a group stunt first. We've all gotten there as coaches where, you know, the differentiation is there, but it's nice to have somebody who automatically looks at everything in a group stunt style and then goes from there. So McKenna has been a giant blessing in all things, not just beating Vontae in a bowling match, but also. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have another comment? No. Take that L.
Just dig. Just dig.
Maybe I feel like we need a rematch. I feel like you guys are relatively like social media famous, so maybe you should do what Lala does and make it go live. Same bowling alley. Same setup.
Gladly.
Same lane. Same
lane.
Gladly. I'll take it serious. And I'll destroy her. And I'm sorry. I'll destroy her. I don't.
Are you a one-handed bowler or two-handed bowler?
I'm a one-handed bowler.
One-handed bowler. Okay. All right. Well, just to give some people some insight about you guys personally, as opposed to just the coaching side, we'll end with a couple of things. I'm drinking coffee. I've seen all of you guys drink coffee. I want to hear about your favorite coffee drinks. If you have a favorite place, great. If you don't, that's fine. Just your favorite coffee drink.
I'll go first. I have now become I like coffee now. I wouldn't say I didn't like it when I was younger, but now I do enjoy coffee. But if I'm going to actually drink a coffee, I would prefer it from Brazil. The taste is completely different. You don't need to add any, coffee creamer or any sugar. You can just drink it straight without it, having this weird taste. Whereas in black coffee here, it's just tart. It is very tart. But if I'm going to choose a coffee in Athens, I'll go to Callaway's Coffee, and they have this really they had this mocha cafe, and it was delicious. But I'm a Starbucks guy though. So, but I do like Callaway's Cafe. They're pretty good.
If I'm drinking coffee at home, I like Kona coffee. My dad gets it from Hawaii.
Ooh,
He's
yeah.
been sending
It's
it to me
delicious.
for forever.
Yeah, it's good.
It's my favorite. And then if I'm going to Starbucks, I always get an iced chai with 2 shots of espresso. Always.
What about you?
Well, when I make it at home, I like to have a blonde roast from Starbucks, so that's what I brew on by my own.
Yeah.
And then when I'm out, definitely Starbucks and Dutch, but also like the place that you were talking about,
Callaway's.
Callaway's. I had that for the first time with some of the alumni a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, it was delicious. So
It's
it was
terrific.
amazing.
Yeah, it's right across the street from campus, and it's outstanding. My favorite coffee, at least in town, is just down the road from Callaway Coffee at the Cefco gas station. It's called Texas Pecan, and I love it. I have been drinking a lot of McDonald's coffee. I've been switching over to decaf lately. I get the McDonald's coffee because on the McDonald's app, and I'm very surprised that I'm using apps, but I found out on restaurant apps you get all kinds of free stuff. So I use it because I can get it for 99 cents every morning. A large decaf coffee or regular coffee. All right, last question going out. Stressful time for coaches. This time of year, you want your athletes to do good. You want everything to go well. Everybody stresses a little bit different way. What would you say your guilty pleasure is if you have one, whether it's food-based, maybe it's video game-based, maybe it's, something else? What would you say your guilty pleasure is that you need after a hard day?
Oh, for me, it's easy. I'm going to Call of Duty, and I'm going to play video games. And I'm going to shoot everything in sight. So I'm going to talk a lot of trash. Don't play with me because I'm going to talk trash.
Oh, man. Ma, you got a guilty pleasure?
Ice cream. I think for like a month straight leading up to Daytona, I eat ice cream every single night.
I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, ice cream.
Yeah.
I love ice cream.
That's crazy.
I'd say after a stressful day, I go straight to my room. I like to bed rot a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be in there. I'll call my sister. I'll turn I'm a Disney girl, so I'll just turn a Disney movie on, get comforted, and I call my sister, and then I'm set.
Yeah? Favorite Disney movie?
The live action Cinderella.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best.
Totally.
Me and my sister have a
Definitely not
tattoo of it. Like, we love it that much.
I don't even know. Molly, favorite Disney movie?
Lilo and Stitch.
Monte?
Moana, the first one.
Yeah? I don't know. I've got a lot of the older ones are favorites, like Aladdin and Lion King. I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know if I've got one. My guilty pleasure, sadly, and the reason I am the shape that I am, Taco Bell.
Oh, that's a good one too.
It's on the way home for me, and so I go there too much.
Can't do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys got anything else that you want to talk about that I left out moving forward into Daytona season, talk about it now. Otherwise, if you're going to be in Florida, we'd love you guys to come out and support us. We're happy to have all of that energy for our athletes that work so hard all year long for this 2-minute shot.
I will start first. Again, just like we said, like Franklin said, if you're in Daytona, please come and support. Just coming to watch is helpful enough. So come and scream, come and enjoy it, come and have a great show. And secondly, those that are afraid to try out. If you're not making that big school or you're on the edge about that big school, you will always have a chance to go to that school after you're done with us. And your likelihood of making that team after us is pretty high as well. So definitely try out. If you're trying out for one of those big teams and it isn't the school for you, didn't get into that school, we have open enrollment. You'll get into our school, and we'll help you with everything else. Everybody gets, if you're coming from out of state, we'll give you in-state tuition. We'll do everything that we can to help accommodate you, and you'll learn to be great. So give Trinity Valley a shot.
Yeah, the only thing else, make sure that you're looking out for that link about the in-person tryouts. I know the video tryout link is already posted, but the in-person tryout one will be posted here soon, so you'll have to sign up for that, but just make sure you're keeping out for it if that's what you're planning on doing.
Yeah, I'm excited to see any of you guys in Daytona, and feel free to come up to any of us too. If you're scared to try out, come talk to us, and then we can give you information on it, and we just love all the support that you guys give us.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody.